to Never Work with Parents, Partners or Pets. Hi, I'm Daisy, and on the farm today I have Miss Lilly Pinchin, professional jockey and rising star in the racing industry and the feature of the latest racing documentary, Racing Mind, on Amazon Prime. Lilly, hi.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good. I'm absolutely blessed to be here. It's great. I drove in and seen all the camels and I've just met a 70-year-old tortoise, so
Yeah.
insane.
That's just, you know, normal life for us.
Yeah, I mean, this is great because this is very similar to my life, but completely different animals, not ducks or chickens. There's camels, tortoises and donkeys.
And the dogs, you brought your doggos with you today as well.
Yeah, they've come as well. They always
love
come
it.
everywhere.
I love it. I'm a bit like that. I like to bring my dogs everywhere with me.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, they come everywhere. I just think they're part of your life then, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. Do they help you with the racing? Like if you've had a rubbish day and then you go back to the car and, you know, it kind of just chills you out a bit?
Yeah, 100%. Well, Rufus is obviously allowed in the weighing room. He's got a special pass. So, yeah, I think it's harder being a female jockey because you're always on your own sometimes because there's not many girls in the weighing room. So, to be able to come back in, like if I'm having a bad day to him, it's like almost having the girls around. So, no, it's great to have him with me.
That's really nice,
actually. I think it's sometimes a great way to wind down as well. Yeah. I mean, animals has always been a big part of my life. I've never really been a TV watcher. Yeah. I'm just more of a animal kind of girl.
What we're going to do is we're going to get Bertie in, who's the white Bactrian, and Baxter as well, take them for a walk up the drive. Perfect. So let me call them. He's already looking like, Bertie, Bert, come on.
This is fucking hilarious.
We call it the call to camel.
Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, their canters are so funny.
Yeah, they're really quite...
Which is the fastest one?
No, I'll tell you exactly who the fastest one. There's one behind Bertie with the two humps. He's called Blizzard.
Really?
Yeah, I know, you wouldn't believe it, would you? But at the moment, he's our top racing camel.
Is he? Pit. What's his rating? Racing, we have ratings for horses, like 150 horse or an 86 rated horse.
I don't know, Lily, what do you think his rating would be?
It's racing right now. It looks like he's a 70 rated horse.
I'm telling you, he is our fastest camel, and he's so funny.
It's amazing. Whoa! Oh, I love it. Oh my god, I never laughed so much. Oh hi.
Okay, Lily, if you follow me.
Okay, right.
Back to Bertie down Blizzard. Come on, boy.
Whoa. They come from that pub. Can't slow cage.
So, growing up with ADHD, when did you start to realise that you were a little bit different than your peers?
I think for me, personally, I don't think I recognised it. My parents did when I was younger. Okay. I was always a very naughty child. Like, I remember mum telling me this one story that we went swimming and I was running around. I'd always run around like the leisure centre and I had to go with Dad because she couldn't do 3 children like on her own, and I was always going with Dad because I was just like not well behaved and just a nightmare basically.
But when you were around your animals, did that sort of like, what are you doing, matey? Did all that noise sort of, did you quieten down when you were like around all the animals?
Yeah, I'd say, well, for me, I was put on medication at the age of, I say put on medication, but it was the best thing ever happened to me. Yeah. I was medicated at the age of 5. So for me, me knowing that I had ADHD was me being off my medication. And I think, like I say it all the time, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me because, you know, personally, I can't be Lily without the medication. I'm someone else.
Yeah. Growing up, I felt a little bit different. Like I couldn't quite relate to my peers. And so my animals, I mean, especially having a pony, becomes like your best friend.
Yeah, I think I was always like, I always had horses, I always had ponies, I always had, I was very lucky in that respect. We had ducks, chickens, dogs, you name it. And I think, you know, for me, having animals around me was possibly one of the most, I think, special things for having ADHD and with mental health. And I say this to a lot of people, and I say that, you know, animals are so, you don't realise how amazing they are when it comes to those sorts of things.
Yeah. this is the reality of what it's like
to have animals. Yeah.
have animals.
Yeah.
Is things constantly going wrong?
Nothing's perfect.
No, not at all.
I ride out for this lady and she trains, her name's Jo Davis, and she does a vlog every morning, and she says, you can't hide away from the truth, you know? They are what they are, naughty animals.
Do you love working with the horses though? Like, is it the horses that really drew you into this industry?
Yeah, I think horses were always like a massive thing for me. I can ride a horse and I just sort of forget about everything in normal day-to-day life. You sort of lose your mind on a horse. So for me personally, I'd say, you know, the way I sort of stepped into horses was from a young age, and then the racing kind of came from, I think the racing came from me being a lunatic at Pony Club and never like being on, you know, your little letters you had to stand at.
Yeah.
I was never there on time, and I was always like galloping around and probably behaving badly and whatnot. So and then I rode in a pony race, and from that, you know, that day on, it kind of just stuck.
Because I read that you left school at 15 and you went straight to Newmarket.
Yeah.
That is like some serious conviction you have as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I left school when I was 15 because I didn't fit in with school. I remember one day Mum was driving me to school and I literally just said to her, I said, I don't want to do this anymore, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be, you know, riding my horses. I knew that I could get a full-time job in racing. I knew that I wanted to be a jockey. You know, never in a million years did I think that I would be where I am today. But I always wanted to sort of get on with life and get going and be more productive. And I just think, you know, school just wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
So when I left school, I was delighted. It was possibly the best thing that I ever did.
I just think that takes so much courage. There are people in their 20s who don't want to leave a job because they're worried about disappointing their parents.
Yeah.
And for you to do that at 15, knowing that, yeah, there would probably be some pushback, but you just knew exactly where you wanted to go.
Well, I learned loads, you know. I learned normal life, and I learned that how to grow up quickly. Like, I grew up a lot quicker than I probably would have done if I'd have gone down the school route. It just never clicked. I was very lucky. My parents sent me to a school for children with special needs, and it was in Breedon, and it was basically for children who struggled with school and stuff. And I went there for a couple of years, but then when I grew up and I sort of got a bit older, I then became more. I sort of grew out of school.
Yeah.
So that's when I went to, Mum was like, right, well, you can go to a state school then. So I went to a state school for a year, and then I really struggled there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for me. I just wanted to be back home riding the ponies.
I love that. I think it's so true though about animals. They have a quality about them that just makes everything else go away for even like 5 minutes. Yeah. Your brain just shuts off.
I say this to a lot of people. I say there's nobody more excited to see you than your dog when you come home.
Oh my gosh.
Cat may be a different story, but for a dog, they are just like, you're their everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like with horses, you know, like you look after them, you feed them. Maybe it's because we feed them, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that, you know, that my dogs sleep on my bed. They're a massive part of my life. So I don't know, I think that's what relaxes my brain anyway.
Yeah.
Some people have like retail therapy, like going shopping, but mine's this kind of stuff.
Your documentary, A Racing Mind, was brilliant. I watched it last night and I genuinely thought...
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I really did. I thought it was really moving, if nothing else.
Do you know what? It's a funny story really, because me and Louis have been friends for years, and he said to me, oh, I'd love to do a documentary, Lil, of you riding out your claim. So I was like, oh my God, brilliant. Like, not a lot of women jockeys manage to ride out their claim, or, you know, it's really, even male, it's a really tough sport. So we were like, right, okay, let's do it. Anyway, so I think I was a couple of winners off my claim. I was probably about, I think, 14, 15 winners off my claim. And we were like, right, let's do it. So we did. And come here.
Come on.
And anyway, so we did this documentary, and it was like, we were doing it, and Louis was like, oh my God, I've got a great idea. I said, right, what is this? He goes, let's do it about your ADHD. And I went, absolutely not. Nobody knows in the racing industry that I've got ADHD. I'm not doing it. I was scared that owners wouldn't give me rides because I was opening up about my mental health. Yeah. And I was worried what they might think when I was riding their horse. Because ADHD, there's a bit of a stigma to it. People think that it's you're crazy, and it's not. It's hard to explain. It's like I find things very hard to deal with, like organising stuff. Anyway, so I was like, no, Lou, we're not doing it. And then I was driving along in the car and I was going down Stanway Hill and I rang Louis back and I said, Louis, let's do it. I was like, let's do it. So there I am, thinking, actual big in my boots. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Anyway. And then we were filming and oh my God, we filmed over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I was just about to ride my claim out, Louis was at my house every day. We were going racing every day together. Poor Louis, I don't know how he found the mental strength for that, because we were going to Sedgefield faking him, and then I rode my claim out faking him. So we got that on camera, which we had to get that on camera because that was part of it all. We did that, and then it was a nightmare because we couldn't get it through to anybody. We couldn't get it onto ITV. We couldn't get it to any big broadcasters to take it. So we were doing it off our own back.
Yeah.
The amount of arguments me and Louis had about this bloody documentary. Unreal. Thank God we're still friends. And then he FaceTimed me one night and he was like, it's on Prime. And I was like, no. I was like, you're joking me. He was like, turned it around. It was on Amazon Prime. I was like, great. I won't be sleeping tonight. Thanks for that. It was amazing to do and amazing to have on Amazon Prime, and I just really hope that it helps a lot of people, young people, whoever really, you know, in the industry, outside the industry, in normal life, understand that, you know, you can pursue your dreams even though, you know, you're not 100% normal, but who is normal?
Have you had anyone in the racing industry come up to you since it's come out and said, oh, I think like I have ADHD too, or
lots of people have come up to me and said thank you so much. I had so many phone calls, I've had so many messages on Instagram, you know, Facebook, all over social media. People have been like, thank you so much, like, for coming out about it. It's made my life a lot easier. I've had people, you know, go and get privately diagnosed because through the NHS it's a nightmare, and they've got diagnosed and they're on medication now. And this one lady, she just said thank you so much. Aww. My life has changed and so's my daughter's. So it's wonderful to have that response, and I'm just absolutely, I'm flabbergasted by it all. So
that's amazing.
Long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get any pushback from anyone when it did come out, or was there any negativity towards it?
Do you know what? There was one comment on Twitter and it was something like,
Twitter, of course,
Lilly Pinchin crying about something again. But they're just jealous people. Like, they don't actually, if they actually saw what we do in our lives, you get a lot of bad stuff on social media. Yeah. But if they saw what we actually do as a job and in real life, they might think differently.
And now you have a social media following. Is that part of the job? And do you think that's changed the industry as well?
Yeah, I think it is, because I think a lot of people nowadays, you know, Instagram's such a big thing, or Facebook or TikToks, you know, like I find that a lot of my things that I do when I'm sort of, when I have my downtime is sort of things on Instagram. From racing, I've had so many amazing things that have come out of it. You know, I do some really good, nice work for Holland & Cooper, Guinea London, and my amazing sponsors, Brown Advisory. I've sort of had a lot out of it, and I think it's a great sport to be in, and I think I've been very privileged to have got what I have out of it.
Do you think with things like, you know, ITV showing the racing and social media, and especially Full Gallop, do you think all of these things are getting people interested in the racing industry who maybe wouldn't have come from the type of background that would normally get people into it? Yeah, definitely. I think what, you know, ITV are doing, which is Champions Full Gallop, is great for the industry to see how racing works and how we look after our horses. Yeah. You know, our horses are looked after unbelievably, and the racing industry, we're very, very lucky. And I think it's great for younger generation, whoever, just to see racing in a really good light. Yeah. And I mean, you've now been in the industry for 10 decades, which sounds so long considering you're only 26. From when you first started to now, do you think there's a lot more opportunities for women to become a professional jockey than there was when you first started? I think what Rachel Blackmore has done for our sport has been insane. And, you know, as a young jockey growing up, for myself, looking up to, you know, the likes of Lizzie Kelly, Paige Fuller, Bridget Andrews, and the likes of Rachel Blackmore, looking up to them was like a massive thing. So hopefully, like myself and the other girls in the weighing room, Charlotte Jones, we can sort of push the girls coming through. It's hard to get into as a woman. Yeah. And it is the same for guys as well. But for a female jockey, it is tough because unfortunately there is something there that there is men are stronger than women. Yeah. But we're proving that theory wrong. Yeah. I would have thought women ride differently to men, but not in a bad way. I have always said actually that we all ride differently. Yeah. So there's no like correct way to ride. Yeah.
I think that some horses go better for girls. It's been proven. You know, there's a horse that I ride and I've won 7 races on him and he goes best for me. And the days that I've been banned, he never sort of runs the race.
Oh,
but
that's
when I ride him, he always wins. So I think, you know, I think we all ride uniquely. Like there's lots of different types of riders out there.
Do you think as a woman, especially one who's up and coming, you have to work harder than men? And you have to prove yourself more? I
would say I've worked really hard and I'd like to continue working as hard as I've worked. I think, you know, there's times where like I've pushed myself to go and ride out for somebody. The agent has told me not to, it's not worth it. That was a time when I rode a winner for Henrietta and I went in there and then I rode her first Cheltenham winner in a very long time. So I think you just have to sort of like have the willpower, which is what I have, and I think that's good.
Yeah. And the gut instinct maybe as well, is to like, you're listening to, you felt it was right. Yeah. And so you were like, no, I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'd say that a lot, you know, a lot of the time I think I've sacrificed so much in my life. Sorry, Camel. I've sacrificed so much in my life to be a jockey and, you know, I suppose have this life that I do and not being able to go out and spend time with my family and, you know, a lot of things. So I think maybe doing that has helped me with my career, but it's been tough having to tell people, oh, I'm not coming or can't come to your birthday party, really sorry. But I think that's probably the stubbornness that I have has probably helped me be a professional jockey.
And in those moments when you are down, it's not going how you want, and it might not just be a day, it might be like a week of things going wrong, which, you know, I think especially with animals, we all have. The moments where you're winning and you're overcoming hurdles, I mean, figuratively and literally, are they the things that keep you going?
Yeah, I think I've got a photo actually on my wall as I go up my stairs, and it's a picture of me riding a horse and it jumps horrendously and it like throws me out the saddle. And like sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I just have a look at that photo and I just have a look and see how far I've come. Yeah. I have a lot of photos in my house as it is, and when I go up the stairs, I've got a few Cheltenham winners and stuff. So if I ever had a bad day, I'd always just have a little look at that and go, actually, you know, I can ride.
Yeah. And I can do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
I mean, winning at Cheltenham, how does that feel?
Oh, it's incredible. I've been so lucky there. I'd say it's probably one of my luckiest tracks. Had plenty of winners for like not a handful of rides really. And I think the buzz there is just like no other. And if you ride a win around, let's say, Huntington or Stratford, there's no place like Cheltenham. It's the best place to be.
Yeah, going to go really fast with their food. So if you take back to this, alfalfa and oats.
That is a camel's foot.
Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about your claim.
So basically, as you start off as a jockey, you get a £7 claim. So you have to ride 75 winners to ride out your claim.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So you go from 7 to 5, and then you go down to 3. So as a trainer, you want to kind of use a £7 claimer to claim weight off 10 stone. So you would use a jockey that has not much experience to claim then £7 off as an unexperienced jockey. So it gives the horse an easier chance and less weight.
Right, okay.
So then when you get down to like a £3 claimer, it then becomes a lot harder because, you know, you've only got £3 and it's not that much of a difference to the professionals. Yeah. So that's when it becomes tricky, and that's when you sort of have to get as many contacts as you can. And for me, being a female, I think it was really hard, but I've had some amazing support. Like Charlie Longston is one of my greatest like supporters. So I ride a lot of their horses. I know a lot of the owners, which is quite nice. Yeah. So I then managed to ride my claim out, and it was just...
That's amazing.
It was great. I thought I'd never achieve it. It was one of my big goals, but I never really...
Why did you think you would never achieve it?
Because I just thought that it was never like possible for me to ride my claim out. I didn't think that I would, you know, a lot of female jockeys, this isn't like a dig or anything, but a lot of female jockeys, they have their dads train. Okay. So for me, coming from not a racing background at all, it was really tricky to find people that would put the trust in me to then, you know, want to use me. And luckily, I was very lucky that I had that.
And then you've now gone on to win over 100.
Yeah, that was great.
That's insane.
It was awesome. But I've also had like some really like tough times in my career where I, you know, I broke my back in 7 places.
We need to talk about that. Right, we've got to go on to the other side because we're finished on this.
I've had some really tough times, like when I broke my back in a fall at Chepstow. I broke it in 7 places. I also fractured a little bone off my neck and broke a few ribs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was tough. That was possibly one of the biggest setbacks I had. You know, at the time I was flying, I'd just started as a conditional. I'd ridden 14 winners in that season. I was having the best season ever that I'd ever had. And, you know, to come back from something like that, I think I was on sidelines for 6 months. And something like that was really tricky. I had a lot of rehab and spent a lot of time at Oaksey House where all the jockeys do. It was really tough because I was losing all the horses that I won on or ridden. I couldn't ride them, so other jockeys were riding them. And you know, when other jockeys get on them, it's really tough to get back on them. Being injured is a nightmare. The quickest way you can get back is like going to Oaksey House, and the quicker you can get back, the better before everyone steals your rides.
How did that feel though when you fell off? And I would presume that you knew you had seriously injured yourself.
Well, I had the fall. I landed on my head. Oh my God. And I was really winded. And I remember rolling over thinking, oh my God, like, I think I've really winded myself here. I then got up and was like, right, something's not quite right. I remember walking to one of the paramedics and just said, I'm really winded, like I can't breathe. And then I went back into the weighing room and I was sat on one of the benches, and Jamie Moore came up to me and he said, you all right? Because he's a bit from Brighton. And I went, no. And he goes, you broke your back. And I said, what? He goes, you've broken your back. And a lot of the jockeys have had these injuries before. So I think I was like grabbing hold of the side of the like seat that I was on. And that's the sign of you breaking your back, because you brace yourself. When I didn't think anything of it. I went to Southmead and they told me I had a T2 fracture. And this is where the jockey doctors are amazing. I rang Dr. Jerry Hill because he was like, send me a picture of the x-rays. So I did, and he went, get yourself to Gloucester, you've got multiple fractures in your back, which is when I was like, oh my God. So I ended up, you know, going to Gloucester and then finding out what had gone on. So that was really tough. And coming back from that was so hard. I then went back to the trainer that I was riding for, Graham McPherson. He ended up teaming up with another trainer, which didn't sort of suit me because of the way I am. Right. I needed like a smaller yard. Yeah. That kind of suited me. So I went to Richard Hobson's, and my confidence wasn't great, you know, not that my riding ability had changed. It was, I think, the confidence side of things. I'd had a few knockbacks, so it was tough. And then I went to France, I rode in France. Richard was a big part of that. Okay. And I'll never forget the day we were driving home from, I think it was Lingfield, and Richard Hobson said to me, ring a trainer, ring any trainer. So I rang Charlie Longston and I said, any chance I can come and ride out for you? And he said, yeah, lovely, come and ride out, but I can't promise you any rides. Yeah. And I went in there just to ride out and just hopefully make some sort of contacts. And he put me up on a horse 2 days later, and it went and won at Newcastle. Oh, and then I rode a few more for Charlie, and they just kept winning. And then I ended up, you know, getting myself a seat in the Longston camp, which I'm very grateful for, and I love it there.
Getting on a horse for the first time after breaking your back, how do you do that mentally?
Personally, it never really scared me too much. I was so eager to get back on a horse. I think when I got back on a horse, my mum was going mad at me. I probably shouldn't have sat on it, but it was maybe about 5 weeks later, and I was I was sat on my mum's horse in the yard. She was like, get off him. And I was like, oh, I feel great. It's amazing. But I was like, when I was in the rehab, I'll never forget it. They were like, Lily, would you walk over a bridge that was broken? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, why do you want to run then? Because I want to come back.
You were just like, I got to get back on my path.
Yeah, I was so in the zone. Like I was so motivated that I wanted to get back. You know, I was in that kind of, it was in my head that I wanted to be riding the horses that other people are riding. I remember watching the racing and just being like, oh my God, I want to ride that horse. Oh my God. But I think that's like for every jockey. All you want to do is be back on a horse and riding winners and doing what you really enjoy.
And that's the sign of a true jockey.
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say if you were like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just take a few more months off, I think that's not really wanting to be a jockey.
Yeah, yeah. And did your animals help you through that time?
Oh, yeah, I spent so much time with the dogs. I remember I used to just walk myself down to the field. There used to be some sheep in this field where I keep my horses at the moment, and I used to just sit there with them. I just sat there with them, just, you know, hoping that I'd come back. And being in the rehab at Oaksey, it was tough. I was waiting for scans for them to clear me to ride, to get back to peak fitness, but as well as like any equestrian knows, you're not fit unless you have ridden.
To get back on a horse after breaking your back, it must have felt like you sort of had to restart all over again to a certain degree. Like you've then got to go out and prove that you can ride past this injury. I think that takes such an incredible amount of courage.
I think you have to have the mental strength to put something behind you.
Yeah.
I think I think there's a part in my documentary where I was at Sedgefield and it was a bloody nightmare. A horse ran off the track with me and I was going to win. And like, you know, you have to be able to throw things to the back of your mind and push forward, which I think I've always been really good at. And I think that was a big thing in, you know, coming back after an injury like that. I was just like, right, that's done now. Yeah. That's fixed. Yeah. Let's move.
Amazing, Lily. Might as well tack him up.
Love that.
Yeah. Do you want to go get your hat?
Do I need to wear it? Okay, yeah.
Come on, monkey. Okay, Lily. So yes, they do lie down, but obviously it's concrete, so hence the mountain block.
This is the biggest mountain block I think I've ever been on. And why
just like
why ride a camel in Dubai when you can get one in the UK?
Yeah, how they stirrups actually look all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, grand. I'll lead you around a couple of times.
This is better than a neck strap.
Let you loose and see if you can do a bit of schooling.
Does he go on the bridle?
Yeah, he does actually. Ryan schools him quite a lot.
God, they're amazing, aren't they? They're so big.
Yeah. What does it feel like compared to a horse?
It just feels quite, it feels like a rocking horse.
Is it slightly disconcerting having no neck in front of you?
Yeah, it's quite, I feel like this is the wither.
It's quite funny, isn't it?
They are, and what's their top speed? 2 miles per hour?
In the Middle East, when they're racing properly, probably like 40 kilometres.
So it's actually a thing then?
Oh, it's $1 million business.
No.
Yeah.
Right, well, I better sign myself up.
Well, no, but they have robot jockeys.
No.
Yeah. And
really?
they drive, the owners and the trainers drive alongside their camels on the other side of the track.
Wow.
And shout at them through the robot.
That is insane.
Yeah. I reckon let her loose.
Walk on. Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
You're doing great.
He almost feels like, I don't know, it's like mooching, isn't he?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, get him off the wall.
Walk on. So he thinks, oh, I can stay there. That's my place. Come on, back step. Chop, chop.
That's quite good. That's very good. Pull. Out.
I think I'm gonna do like I'm gonna try and do a big
Noodle, you stay there, sweet. Hello.
I feel like it's like me riding for the first time. Right, walk on. Right, back, so come on, turn.
That's not too shabby.
Halt. Look at that.
Damn.
Look at that.
That is good going.
Real camel rider now. Bit of a change of career this today.
He's so good as well.
I think we should introduce one of these to Charlie's yard. So we can go up the gallop.
This is so good.
Good boy.
Quick fire questions.
Yeah.
If you were going to go on a night out with one of the jockeys, who would you go with?
Oh, I was going out, it'd be Abby McCain.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great fun. Yeah.
Who is the most rogue jockey that you know?
I just think, outrageous. Well, who'd be crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, Paddy Brennan, when he was riding. 100%. Him, yeah.
If you're going to call one jockey after having a winner on your way back home, who would you call?
Probably Fern O'Brien.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you're having a really bad day, who are you calling on the way home?
Probably Mick Fitzgerald, my jockey coach. Well, he used to be my jockey coach when I was a conditional. He's probably a really good friend of mine now, and I definitely use him for advice. He's great. What
are you hoping to get out of this season as a professional jockey?
I would love to ride as many winners as I possibly can and hopefully nick a good race at some point.
Who are you most looking forward to riding this season?
The horse I'm most looking forward to ride this season would either be Big City Roller or Sign Again.
Who do you think the next best up-and-coming jockey is going to be?
I think a really good up-and-coming jockey this season out of the young bunch is definitely Freddie Keatley.
And if you could sit down and have dinner with any jockey to learn all the tricks of the trade, who would you want to sit down with?
Rachel Blackmore, 100%.
How
do I dismount this?
However, you can
jump. Can I do it?
You can jump off, yeah.
It's a lot harder than getting off a horse. Sorry, horse. Sorry, camel.
It's quite a fair way down, isn't it?
Good boy.
Lily, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
And I'll tell you what, we're going to Cheltenham at the November meet. So if you're there,
fantastic.
Tenner on you, mate.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully you won't have to come and find me. Put you back.